comes out the house like, where the fuck is Di? Where the Hey guys, it's your girl Di and I am back with another story time. Grab your wine because this one's gonna be good. So I got some notes because I really want you guys to grasp everything that I was feeling at this time. This story time is gonna be about the time I fought a drill instructor. If you don't know, I was a Marine before. Female Marines go to Parris Island for boot camp. The funny thing about this story is I had already graduated boot camp. I had already been to the fleet. This was me coming back to Parris Island, you know, working there, okay? I'm Lance Corporal, fine as hell, you know, new to the island and stuff, and I meet this guy. We'll call this guy M. We're dating for a little bit, and so that's that on M. Now I'm gonna get into my encounters with, we'll call her Rachel. My first encounter with her, which I didn't even remember at the time, M and I were sitting in his car outside of like my barracks building where I lived at the time, and she ended up rolling by and rolled down her window, and he's like, hey, what's up? And she looked at me and she looked at him and was like, you know, and just drove off. I didn't think anything of it because look, I was in my own little world, okay? I'm always in my own little world. That's instance number one, which I didn't really pay attention to it. He said it was one of his, you know how guys be trying to downplay what they be doing, you know? He was kind of like, oh, she just another drill instructor that I know, da-da-da. I'm like, okay, whatever. The next time that I had an encounter with her, there was a powder puff game. If you're not familiar with powder puff games, it's when, it's like a women's football game, right? So one of my friends played in the game. I was there with like my best friend at the time, and I'm there just minding my business, you know, like I always do. And my best friend is like, why is this bee keep looking at you? Like, why is she, what is wrong with her? What is her problem? And I'm like, I don't know her. Like she was asking me, do you know her? I don't know. So M's friends were there. M wasn't there. M was, I think he was doing something. He was at work or something. M's friends saw the way that Rachel, which I didn't even know was Rachel, how she was looking at me too. All of a sudden, M pops up. I think the game ended and M was like, let's go or whatever. So I'm like, okay, all right, fine, you know? I didn't think anything of it. I didn't know nothing, you know? There's another time we were at a party. Em and I were still dating. I was sitting outside. Rachel pulled him outside asking M to take her home. And I guess he caught on to it or whatever. He was like, I'm not taking you home, whatever. But he ended up, like, him and I were dating, but when I'm in a space with somebody that I'm dating or that I'm attracted to or whatever, I'm cool. I will probably make you jealous before you make me jealous. You know, I'm that kind of person. So her doing the extra stuff, it didn't really faze me because I knew like him and I were, you know, our own little thing, and I was doing my own little thing too outside of that. So long story short, at that party, she ends up getting like really drunk, and he ends up putting her in the car, basically caring for her while I'm at the party. I leave. He shows up at my room and is like, I'm sorry, you know, I was just trying to make sure she was good. And I was just like, I don't care. I don't care. He spent it to me like he was taking care of just a Marine, you know what I'm saying? Like I wouldn't go leave her like drunk like that, and you know, but he didn't take her home, but he just made sure she got in the car, and I think she got drunk on purpose just so she could take advantage of him, like that situation, you know? I don't get sloppy drunk at parties. She had an alcohol problem, for real. I think she got in trouble for either like alcohol, a DUI, or hazing recruits or something like that. So she was just all over the place, honey. Both of them were older than me. I was younger. I was young. She was like a sergeant and he was a sergeant, and I was like a lance corporal, and she was so mad. One day, M and I were chilling in my barracks room. He's like, oh, I'm gonna go change my laundry over. I'll be right back. He leaves, and next thing I know, I'm asleep, and I wake up the next morning and oh shoot, it's time for work. I didn't really hear from him until lunchtime, which was common because pretty much every day, if he didn't have stuff to do for work, he would always bring me lunch, or we would go out to lunch or something. He hit me up, he told me to come outside. I was like, okay, cool. Normally he would be outside of his car, standing there waiting to hug me or something like that. But he was sitting in the car with his feet outside the door. I'm walking up like, hey, what's up? And I see his face is scratched up. I'm talking about he got stabbed with a pencil and something. Like, it was crazy. It was really crazy. And I'm like, what happened? He tells me, remember the girl, da 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 da. And I'm like, well, why didn't you tell the command? You know? At this point, everybody thinks that I did this because everybody knows that him and I are together. The girl, Rachel, is married, right? The whole time her and M were messing around. So when he decides not to mess around with her anymore and he wants to date me, then she gets mad and she starts doing crazy stuff. What he told me was she did that to his face. She texted him while he was with me and was like, oh, you think you're going to, something like, oh, you think you're going to the ball with that B? He leaves his door unlocked to his car. The Marine Corps ball was coming up. He left the uniform in the car with his doors unlocked. She goes and breaks into the car, tears his uniform up. He goes over there to try to stop her and like, what you doing to my stuff? And she does that to him. Fast forward, every time M and I went out, we would always see her. Her and her friends had a reputation for just fighting everybody, being bullied, just trying to intimidate people when they come around and things like that. Every time him and I would be out, she would just pop up. She would just be there and show up. And mind you, Parris Island, the Beaufort, South Carolina area, is not really that big, you know? So, and it's only a few spots to party. I mean, you can go all the way to Savannah, whatever, but basically, we were bound to run into each other sometimes, but not as much as we did. I think she was like stalking us or whatever. Y'all have the history on the situations that I've had with her. On to the fight. M and I, we go to this party. My friend Erica rides with us, and get your wine together, y'all. So we go to this house party together, and he gets me a drink, making sure I'm good or whatever. You know, it was like an open space. And so there's the living room here, and that's a whole big space, and then there's an island, the counter island thing, and then there's the kitchen. So I'm having a good time partying or whatever. Then I see Rachel and her friends come in, and I'm just like, oh shoot, here we go. So I move over to behind the island by the kitchen. The dance floor was in the middle of the living room. So I just moved myself because I didn't want to put myself in a position where, somebody bumped me or mistakenly, I'm just trying to avoid conflict at this time. I was looking cute. I was looking good. I had this little blue thing with the whole back was lace. It was like a cute little freakum dress. It was so cute. I was so bad. And I had this, I did have this wig on though. Why ain't nobody tell me that wig was bad back then? I was cute back then though. But according to today's standards of wig, boo. Boo boo. So anyway, so they get in the party, I move, and I guess, M's friends, I don't know if somebody went out there to tell him, but they wasn't there that long, and he comes back in because he was outside by the porch area, the patio area or whatever, and he comes back inside. Rachel and her girls are on the other side of the living room, chilling or whatever. He brings me around the island, makes me a drink, and then we start dancing together. Now, little petty me. While we were dancing, I was just going in like, you know how you be, somebody watching you and your boo, and somebody hating, and you just, I could feel, how you could feel somebody's eyes burning your body with their eyes. That's how it was. I was tearing it up, y'all. She had to be real mad. She makes her way over to us, pushes us. She spilled my drink. Perfectly good alcohol. Just poured in my cup. I ain't spill it while I was twerking. Why you gotta come over here and bump me? She pushed me and I pushed her back like, don't push me. And I punched her in the face. We was fighting. I blacked out. I blacked out, and the next thing I knew, when I was coming to, it was so crazy. I heard this still small voice. You know how folks be saying Jesus be speaking to them in their ear like a still small voice? Her friend in my ear like,
let her go, Diamond. Let her go. Let her go, Di. Let her go.
and I'm like, I just let her go. She's a big girl. I was like $130, you know, 5'6", $130, and I was just a little Lance Corporal. She was kind of bigger to be a drill instructor or something. I don't know if she had weight issues or whatever. Anyway, she was bigger than me. We're grabbing all of my stuff. My friend Erica like, here go your wig, girl, because my wig is snatched now. After this whole fiasco, my wig is snatched, and my face, I just feel burning in my face, and burning and like sweat on my face, and my dress is ripped, and the lace is ripped, and I just felt so, I think my boob was out. She just violated me. She fought me like a jealous chick fight. Try to scratch up your face. I mean, granted, since she scratched his face up, maybe that's all she can do when she fight, but I feel like it was more to it, because she ripped my dress. She like scratched my face up. She was just, it was just the most, okay? We're leaving out. My friend like, here you go, trying to make sure I'm looking good. Shout out to Erica, that's my homegirl. He making sure I'm getting out the door or whatever, and Erica like, let's go. We walking down the street to the car. And next thing I know, this girl, we'll call her Victoria. Victoria comes out the house like, where the f is Di? Where the f is Di? I dropped my I'm just ready to square up at this point. I'm ready. I'm tired. I really don't want to do this, but I'm ready, you know? I'm squaring up like, oh, I'm about to have to fight this girl, because on Paris Island, everybody know everybody. So you don't really know who's loyal to who's more loyal to who, you know what I'm saying? I know me and Victoria was cool, but I didn't know how cool we were when it came to me fighting Rachel, you know what I'm saying? She walks up, M gets between me and you know, gets in front of me like, whoa, what's going on? She like, I'm just trying to make sure Di okay. And I'm like, okay, whoo, cause I was tired. That girl was big, y'all. I was tired and that girl was big, but I was gonna fight. I was gonna stand my ground, and I was gonna fight Victoria if Victoria was coming at me like that. But Victoria was cool, like to this day. Victoria, you know who you are. I love you, girl. But yeah, she like, I just want to make sure you okay. I'm like, yeah, I'm good. I'll go back to my barracks room or whatever. The next morning, which was like a Sunday, Erica hit me up and was like, you know, are you okay? What you need? And I'm like, I just need some makeup to cover these scars. Like, I'm good, you know? I was sore as hell. Anyway, I was like, I need some makeup. And she brought me makeup and stuff and was just, you know, trying to be a good friend. Shout out to Erica, you know who you are. My supervisor was nosy as hell. She used to give me hell. She was nosy as hell. And if I didn't tell her before when it happened, or, you know, or whatever, then she probably would have been mad at me. So I think she knew, but I don't think she knew the extent. I think she might have came over or something that weekend or something like that to see me. She was like mad, okay? Monday comes, I get an email from Rachel on my government email. She's apologizing for attacking me, saying that she didn't have any problems with me. She had an issue with him, with M or whatever. I really just don't know how your issue with him turns into you bullying me everywhere I went, me mugging me. I don't have nothing to do. I've never said anything about the girl, never. She wasn't a factor to me because I knew who I was. When you know who you are, you're not really intimidated by whoever comes around, you know? I guess my staff sergeant talked to my sergeant major. But sergeant major called me in there and asked me what happened. I just told him it was just a fight. She had already, she had told her command that she got hit in the face with a baseball or something. And play ball! I was the baseball. Rachel was already in trouble with her command for like a DUI or hazing recruits or something like that. But so she had to lie about what happened to her, and saying that she got hit in the face with a baseball. Rachel lost her rank, and I think got voided from the drill field because of that incident, I think. I'm pretty sure. That's what I was told. Rachel's out of the Marine Corps, and he's still doing stupid stuff. You know how men just be wanting attention from women and just be all in their DMs and all of that. Like, he was still doing that stupid stuff. Come to find out, Rachel and her husband, they make up, they get together, they have a kid. They get stationed where and I live, and is like, oh, I seen her at here and there, whatever. I'm like, okay, whatever. And I were on the rocks a little bit, but was still my man. And being that this isn't somebody new, this is somebody that I've been had issues with throughout our whole relationship, I just wasn't having this. One day, I think M ends up hitting up Rachel. And I were not in a good space. He was doing his little stuff behind my back, and I'm pretty sure I was doing mine behind his. M does little stuff like, he'll try to make me jealous by telling me stuff. He was like, yeah, I got hit up by Rachel, and I'm reading the messages and stuff. I cussed him out first, like, why are you even entertaining her? You know how crazy she is. You know how unstable she is in her head. Like, why are you even entertaining her and open up old wounds like that? I really just think he like crazy chicks, for real. Think what you want. Let me get this phone, because I got the messages here. I think she messaged him first, and he entertaining her. This was young me, okay? This is young me. I've grown, but I read her, okay? Don't think that I didn't curse him out first. I said, you have some nerve talking crap about me. Basically, she was trying to say like I was crazy and whatever, and I was like, this is die. To say that I didn't love him after I got blamed when you stabbed him with a pencil, I said, you have some nerve. You are just his plaything when he gets bored, and you fall for it every time. LOL, this is so sad. Carry on with your little family and pay no attention to his attention-seeking ass. He is in love with me, and you never made the cut. He's just trying to see if he still has it, and he obviously does. You're stupid for falling for it this time, LOL. He doesn't give a shit about you, only his ego and pride. Don't worry, I'll keep this a secret from everyone who matters so we won't mess up your happy family. You can thank me later. I said, I'm sorry you got sucked into his shenanigans again, but you clearly haven't learned your lesson. He'll never love you. He's never loved you. Cute daughter, by the way, LOL, although you wanted him to say you were beautiful so bad. And she said, die, I don't want no problems. He reached out to me. I'm not trying anything, nor do I seek anything. And I said, no hard feelings, I understand. But I just had to read her real quick. Maybe I was a little petty doing that, but little did she know I did cuss him out. I cussed his ass out too. I sure did. I read both of them their rights. It wasn't enough that you lost your career because of what you did to me, and you want to open up those, like, she wants to open these doors for him to come back into her life. I don't get it. Do y'all think I was wrong for sending her a message? Y'all think I was wrong for sending her a message? I mean, you know, I'm not one of the people who are like, oh, I'm gonna get at the chick and not get at my dude. Like, he was first on my list. He was first. He got cussed out, and the reason why he allowed me to get on his messenger and message her, it was because I cussed him out, and he was like, I don't care about her, I don't care about her, you know? So I don't know. What do y'all think? Comment below. Have you ever been in a situation like that where a crazy chick or a crazy dude just wouldn't leave your significant other alone? Like, get you a life. She was married, y'all. She had her whole family. I feel like I was more than justified in doing that. I feel like I was more than justified in sending her the message. And I feel like as far as the fight, she got what was coming to her. She got stitches, and she got voided and kicked out. How many times do you have to cross me to get it? to get that it's not going to work. You just gotta get some sense about yourself, girl. That was the last I heard from her. I think M's still up with his shenanigans. But yes, be sure to comment below and tell me what you think about the story time. I tried to get all of the details in there so y'all can understand the background. A lot of people thought that I was fighting over a man. I wasn't. I was fighting because she kept trying to intimidate me and kept bullying me pretty much because she was a higher rank, she was bigger than me, and I just felt like at that time it just had to happen. That fight just had to happen. Some of the people were kind of mad because they were brainwashed. They were mad because I fought a drill instructor. You know, it was mostly younger Marines, like, you fought a drill instructor, whatever. Let me know what you think about this video. Be sure to like and comment and subscribe. You can also share it. That was the time that I fought a drill instructor. She was still trying it, but hopefully Rachel and her little family is happy now and ain't going after men that ain't her husband. Still. Okay, I'm so shady. Let me stop. Be sure to follow me on my social media. My Instagram is I_love_diamonds. My Snapchat is I_love_diamonds. And my Facebook is @official_DRILL. Okay? Interact with me. Let me know what you think. If you ever had a situation like this, let me know. You can even inbox me with a little shade and stuff. I love it. Send it. Just send it on it. I like knowing that I'm not the only one that be going through stuff like this. Thanks for tuning in to another one of my story times, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.